What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday, 2 weeks away from trade deadline day. We're going to talk about the latest Malcolm Brogdon trade idea proposal that surfaced on Twitter today, and we're going to talk about why we think it's a bad return. We're going to get into that and maybe answer a couple of your questions. And we got 7 games for picks against the spread, and this is a very interesting day for picks against the spread, and I'll tell you why in a second. But first, Eric, how's it going, man?
Well, not too bad. Just rushed home from work and made it in time for the stream. So happy about that.
Yeah.
How's your day going?
Busy week for me today, man. Busy week. So apologies for the stream going live a little bit later this week. But yeah, busy stuff, man. Let's just jump into the standings because, I always love just getting right into the standings because I love sitting here in first place, to be honest. Won both my double downs. I had been in a slump in double downs, but on Monday had to double down twice, won both of them. So I'm 2 games ahead of chat right now. We had 4 people have to double down twice just to catch up on double downs because previous double downs were a push. Zach also won twice, and he had the best day. He went 7-3. He's sitting there in 12th, but he's only 13 games back. So this is a really jam-packed standings group right here. Eric, unfortunately, man, rough day for you. 3-7, lost both your double downs.
Yeah, sucked. Oh, well.
But you're still 7 games back right in the thick of things. So.
I'll get it back today.
Yeah, you can afford a bad day because a lot of people had rough days. Steven above 500 again. He's only 13 games back. Connor 6-3. So the people at the bottom doing well. I went 6-4. And then everybody in the middle basically 500 or below. So today's spreads are interesting. Okay, the first game, you got the Pacers hosting the Sixers. The Sixers are a 4-point road favorite, and let me just say, get used to me saying road favorite during this stream.
All right, let me just make sure I refresh this real quick. Get the latest injuries for the 76ers. They have Tobias Harris, Marcus Morris, Mo Bamba, Kenneth Lofton Jr., D'Anthony Melton, and Robert Covington all out. For the Pacers, they are just without Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, which is a tough loss for them, but maybe they can replace his playmaking with Pascal Siakam. Now they have that star-level playmaker when Halliburton misses time, so it'll be interesting to see how they run things through Siakam in this game. I got picks from everybody. Sixers for Steven.
Is that official Crushables?
What did Crushables say?
Dame's an all-star starter.
Awesome. First time ever, I think. We got Philly for Trevin, Connor, and Arrow. So your pick, Zach's pick, Jackson is in chat, which is awesome.
I'm taking Philly.
You're taking Philly. I'm going to take Philly. I don't like agreeing with consensus on a game that I think the spread is a toss-up. But so Zach, is Zach in chat, or did he send you his picks, Eric?
I have his picks, just in case. He has Sixers in this one.
And Jackson was here and disappeared. This is wild that it's all Sixers, though, for real.
Hit send, Jackson. 92.
Or enter on your keyboard. 92% for chat. Yeah, East All-Star starters are Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid. Dude, Jackson, my goodness, dude. It's every freaking episode at this point. I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, we got to go to the next game. Thanks, Jackson. Next game, you got the Washington Wizards hosting the Utah Jazz. Utah, 7.5-point road favorite.
In this one, we have no one listed on the injury report for Utah, and Isaiah Livers is out for Washington. That's it.
All right. Chat, there's your poll. I'm gonna go Wizards. You got Jazz for Crushables and 503. I'm pretty much voting lockstep at this point. Steven is going Jazz as well.
Jazz for Zachary.
Chase went with the Jazz. Trevin Jazz, Connor Wizards.
I'm going to go Wizards.
And Arrow, and then I'm just going to assume Jackson's just gone because he was here earlier, but he just refuses to ever make his picks. Chat is Jazz, and Arrow is Wizards. Alrighty, so we got 4 on the Wizards. Orioles, Jazz. Next game, we got the Nets hosting the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves are 3.5-point road favorites.
All right, in this one we got Jalen Clark is out for the Timberwolves. Mike Conley questionable for the Nets. We got Dariq Whitehead, Ben Simmons, and Day'Ron Sharpe out.
You got 503 Wolves. You got Crusher Wolves. You got Chase going Wolves, and you got Steven going Nets.
Zach is Timberwolves.
Alrighty. Whoops, I meant Chase is going not Nets. Chase is going Wolves.
I'm going to go Timberwolves as well.
Alrighty.
West All-Star starters are SGA, Luka, LeBron, Durant, and Jokic.
Jackson goes Sixers, so this is a clean sweep. That's very rare. Also, we're going to have Jackson start sending in his picks the morning of every single time from now on. Next game was Jazz. So that's a 4v8, and then this game he went T-Wolves. Alright. Connor Timberwolves. What was Trevin and Arrow?
Trying to find it. Trevin's
Chat.
Timberwolves.
Okay. Chat is no longer picking underdogs. They went on a run for the past couple streams.
I don't know about Arrow.
Arrow is Timberwolves. Alright. Next game, we got the Heat hosting the Celtics. Celtics 8-point road favorites.
All right, in this one we got no one out for the Celtics. For the Heat, they're without Drew Smith, Kevin Love, and Jaime Jaquez. They had a bad loss last night. You're muted, by the way. Zach is Heat.
Oh, my mic's been muted. Did the Celtics play last night?
I don't think the Celtics did, but the Heat did.
I'm going Celtics. Celtics for Trevin. Chat is Celtics. By the way, based on the spread, the Celtics have to win by 9 or more to be the correct pick. If the Celtics win by 7, then Heat would be the correct pick. So the -8, that's the point total that team needs to win by or more. Otherwise, the other team is your choice.
I'm going to take Celtics as well.
Alright, you're going Celtics and Arrow. Did he make his pick yet?
Miami Heat.
Miami Heat, okay. So you got 5 people going Celtics, 7 people going Heat. Next game, you got the Knicks hosting the Nuggets. The Nuggets are 2.5 point, you guessed it, road favorites.
All right. In this one, we have Julian Strother and Vlatko Konkar out for the Nuggets. Reggie Jackson probable. For the Knicks, they have Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein out.
Damn, so who's their starting center against Jokic?
Probably going to be, what's his name? The dunk contest dude. I'm blanking on his name.
Jericho Sims?
Probably.
Nuggets.
Taj Gibson.
I thought they cut him.
It was the Wizards that cut him, wasn't it?
I don't remember. He bounces between the Wizards and the Knicks.
Oh, no, the Knicks cut him too, I think. I'm going to go Nuggets.
Man, the Knicks have been really good since getting OG. This is a tough one. Okay, there we go. 503 went with the Nuggets. Alright, then what are the chat's picks and Zach's picks?
Zach is Nuggets. Aromancer Nuggets, Trevin Nuggets, Jackson Nuggets, Connor Nuggets.
Wow. I'm... Man, this is tough. I'm going Knicks. Chat is 50-50. Alright. Chat, it switched to Knicks, and then it switched back to 50-50, so it's Knicks. The 16th vote didn't count. Alright, second to final game. We got the Golden State Warriors hosting the Sacramento Kings, and the Kings are 2-point road favorites. That's literally every game so far has been a road favorite.
All right, Kings have Sasha Vezenkov out. Warriors have Chris Paul, Gary Payton II, and Moses Moody out.
Alrighty. Crushables is Warriors. Chases Warriors. 503 is Kings. And Steven is Kings.
Zach and I are Warriors.
Okay. So just need our mods. Kings for Jackson, Trevin Connor. And then Warriors for Arrow. And chat is Kings with 85% of the vote. So it's a good old-fashioned split vote. All right, final game. You got the Lakers hosting the Bulls. The Lakers are 5-point home favorites.
All right, in this one, we got Zach LaVine, Torrey Craig, and Lonzo Ball out for the Bulls. Patrick Williams probable. For the Lakers, their stupid thing where LeBron and Anthony Davis are both questionable. I guess both are expected to play, but they are both listed as questionable.
They're always questionable.
Yeah. Cam Reddish.
And they always play.
I wouldn't say always. They said Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent out for sure.
I don't like it. Lakers for Jackson. I don't know what I'm going to double down on because I'm not confident in literally anything. Stephen Bulls. Chase Lakers.
I'm going to go Lakers.
You're on Lakers. We got 503 going with the Bulls. I'm just going to go with the points and go with the Bulls. Crush a Lakers instead of crush a Bulls. Alrighty. And you went who, Eric? You went Lakers.
Yeah.
Alright. Bulls for Connor. Bulls for Arrow. Zach went, and Trevin went Lakers. Would Zach go?
Zach was Bulls.
Okay, and then chat is Lakers 73% of the vote, so that means this is another good old-fashioned split vote. Okay. Or no, chat was Lakers, not Bulls. Why did I put Bulls? Chat was Lakers. Alrighty. Time for double downs. Let me just go back through some of these. Okay, I know what team I'm going to double down on. Time for double downs. I'm going to double down on the Timberwolves.
We'll double down on the Nuggets. So it's Jackson. Zach is Timberwolves with you.
Okay, your Nuggets. Then what was after that?
Jackson's Nuggets.
Okay.
You, Connor, and Zachary are Timberwolves.
Alright. This is my computer's going slow. Me, Connor.
Zach.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Chats is the first game. Was it the Pacers, 76ers? It was 92%. Let me find it. Yeah, 76ers for chat. 92%. And they were down 11 last I saw.
Yeah, I'm not picking one of the first two games because they've already started. But chat, it's based on percentage, so they can do that.
Aromancer's Timberwolves.
Alrighty.
And Trevin's Nuggets. Very boring.
Dude, a lot of these spreads, other than... I mean, I didn't even take the Nuggets, so... Trevin was Timberwolves, you said?
Trevin was Nuggets.
Okay, Trevin was Nuggets. Alright, and then I need to put in the other four picks. Okay, Crushables is Lakers. This is about to get fun. Crushables is Lakers. I wish my computer was faster than this right now. Crushables. Why did it give him OKC? What? Lakers. Okay. Steven Vaughn is going with the Kings.
All right. Opposite. Crash. I like it.
503 is going with the Sixers. And Chase is going with the Sixers as well. So it was interesting for Crushables and Steven. Because Crush is Lakers, Steven is Kings. You got 503 Chase Chat on the right there with Sixers. You got me, Connor, Arrow, and Zach with the Timberwolves. And you got Eric, Trevin, and Jackson with the Nuggets. Going to be interesting. The standings are going to be all over the place, I think, at the end of the day, though. Here are the picks one last time. Got a lot of pretty even votes except for Game 1 and Game 3. Those two games, but everything else pretty split. Anyway, that's picks against the spread. Thank you for participating. Okay, Eric, let's talk about the latest Malcolm Brogdon trade proposal, which just made me a little sick because it was quite disgusting. I'm pulling it up right now. So, ESPN, of course, it's ESPN, proposed this trade idea that would send Malcolm Brogdon to the Philadelphia 76ers, and in return, the Blazers get Marcus Morris, Jaden Springer, the Clippers' 2029 second-round pick, and the 76ers' 2030 second-round pick. So, this deal, obviously, you're not getting a first-round pick back, but you're getting a young player in Jaden Springer who's played a bit this year for the Sixers, right? Like, could maybe be a first-round value type of guy, but he's a guard. He's a guard. If he was a forward, then, in the same caliber of prospect, then I still wouldn't be a fan of this trade, but it'd be more understandable where you could say, okay, they got back second-round picks and a young player that's the equivalent of a first-round pick, whatever.
Or a bigger guard, even.
Yeah, or a bigger
like
guard.
Grimes.
The problem is when it's a combo guard. See, I wouldn't take Grimes back with seconds either,
Yeah.
Like, if you're taking back a young player as the number one piece in a Brogdon trade, he better be a front court player. If it's a guard, that's a joke. Because at that point, you might as well just keep Brogdon into the offseason. Like, you're just adding in another guard as your prized haul in the Brogdon trade. You're obviously going to have to play him, or else why did you even take him back as the number one piece in a Brogdon trade, So the logic on this type of deal just doesn't make any sense for the Blazers. Because it's a guard. A guard cannot be the number one asset back in a Brogdon deal. If the Blazers hypothetically traded Brogdon for a first-round pick and Quentin Grimes wouldn't be the main piece. It'd be the first-round pick, and Quentin Grimes is extra. Then it's fine. Then you run with that. But this type of deal sucks.
Yeah, I completely agree. If I don't know. I mean, Springer's okay, but he's not. It's another guard with questionable shooting. Do we really want that? So even if it is guard, maybe if it's like a top prospect that, like Jaden Ivey or something, who was rumored to be available, like maybe then you could justify it.
Yeah.
But not like a developmental guy that you're hoping is like undervalued or something. Like that's not a good move if you're not getting a first. If you're getting a first in this deal, maybe, but yeah, I'm not accepting any deal that doesn't have a first or a blue chip prospect.
Yeah. Taylor Packer said, do you guys see the report that execs around the league believe our price for Brogdon is a first? It absolutely should be. And yeah, I did see that. The thing is you can make the case that he should have more trade value than Josh Hart did last year, and the Blazers got a first for Josh Hart. Now, we can argue about how the Blazers used that first in drafting Chris Murray, but they got a first back for him. And Brogdon, I don't think, is a worse player. I think you can make the case they're similar. I think you could make the case that Brogdon's a little bit better. So in any scenario, definitely get back a first-round pick. And Brogdon fits an archetype that teams want even a little more than Josh Hart in terms of a scoring sixth-man guard that is big enough to play the two but can play the one, veteran. He has a lot of traits that teams look for when they look to acquire this type of player at the deadline. So you should be able to extract back a lot of value, especially since there's a lot of buyers, not much sellers. There's not much on the market that should work in Portland's favor. Terry Rozier's off the market now. He got traded to Miami, which was a team Portland was probably never going to deal with anyway. So that's even better for Portland in
And he
terms
got
of
a
the market
first,
shaping up.
not 2 seconds in Springer.
He fetched a first, absolutely. And I think Rozier's putting up better numbers this year, but I mean, if Brogdon was on Charlotte, Brogdon would probably be putting up even better numbers too, as Charlotte's been without LaMelo Ball. So, end of the day, you got to at least get back the Terry Rozier type of package where if Miami sucks, that's going to be an unprotected pick in 2028. It's lottery protected 2027 and unprotected in 2028. So that pick actually has a lot of upside down the line. So, you know, if Portland's willing to trade him for a first-round pick and then it just sees what the best first-round pick and or filler they can get on top of that is, and then try and negotiate a bidding war to get back even more, then that's good. That's exactly how they should play it. They should not hang on to him. They don't even have to tell teams they want to hang on to him. All they have to tell teams is, yeah, you know, there's a lot of interest in him, or they leak that to the press. There's a lot of interest in him. There's a lot of teams trying to trade for him. And that's what naturally drives up his price because, you know, supply is one player, demand is 10 teams. So when demand, it's basic economics. When demand outpaces supply, the price goes up. It's the same way on the trade market.
Yep. Completely agree. There's no excuse for not leveraging teams this year and accepting an offer like that. And I don't want to hear that Springer has first round pick value.
Dude, when I saw that trade, I was like, that's a Joe Cronin trade.
Yeah. Let's please not get another Keon. But I'm not saying Springer's exactly like Keon, but that's what it would feel like to me, that trade.
Man, yeah. And then throw on Robert Williams II into the deal for nothing else back. Although, actually, the salary doesn't work on that. Yeah, throw in Batum back our way, and then we buy him out, and we throw Robert Williams III for no reason. That would be the equivalent of a Norm Powell, Robert Covington trade for Keon and crap. This time it would just be Jaden Springer and crap. So we're going to see a lot of trade ideas. They're probably always going to screw the Blazers just like they always have. It's always to make another team better and doesn't make sense for Portland. So, yeah, that type of deal is very bad.
Yep.
Is there any, I've been kind of checked out in terms of talking about or looking at trade rumors across the league in the past day or two. Is there any that have caught your eye, Eric?
Well, yesterday there was several reports saying that the Bucks were very interested in Matisse Thybulle. And the problem there is that Doc Rivers just became their coach, and Thybulle did not have a good experience once Doc became the coach in Philly and wanted out of there. So I think since Thybulle has veto power, that's one situation now that he might veto. And then we also showed up on, this has got to be a joke by competing sportsbooks. I won't say their name, but there was a sportsbook that had Thanasis odds for what team he's going to get traded to. And for the record, that's just because they might have to use his contract in a trade. But yeah, I don't really like anything from the Bucks. If we got anything like our second round pick back, which is number 35 right now, it seems kind of pointless because normally I'd say that's good value for Thybulle, but in this draft when we already have 2 picks in that range and we should have already had that pick back in the Dame trade, that would be frustrating to me. And I don't think they're going to give up Marjan in that trade. I don't want to take Pat Connaughton's contract on. Maybe you can find a third team, but I don't know if the Bucks are a good trade partner for someone making over $10 million.
Yeah, but then again, these GMs have done a deal once, so
Yeah.
Who knows? And you got Dame, Dame convince Thibault to see it out with Doc Rivers again. I don't know. That's an interesting little wrinkle. Um, I what I want to know is how willing is Portland to deal Thibault,
Yeah.
because I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them coming out tomorrow like, we love Thibault. He's a great mentor and he's great for our defense. And
Look how many steals he has.
Yeah, look at his deflections. Why would we ever trade that? Look, he's developed his 3-point shot. He's been in the gym working his ass off to become a shooter, and now he is one. So why would we trade a premier 3-and-D guy? Especially when he has a no trade clause and wants to be here, blah, 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 blah. I could see that all coming out, between now and the trade deadline. Or I could see us hearing absolutely nothing, then randomly on trade deadline day, he's just gone. He's just shipped out somewhere. So we'll see. But his trade candidacy is the most, mysterious to me.
Yeah.
In a way. So.
You would think, his percentages don't look bad. You would think there would be teams calling about him.
Yeah, especially because they can convince themselves that he's not going to get played off the court in the playoffs because he's shooting well enough. That was always the knock on him, and now that's not really a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Chat will take a couple of questions, and then we will head out of here. We'll be live again tomorrow on the main channel with the postgame show for Blazers versus Spurs. JP Savvy says, I hope the Blazers are just putting up smoke screens and then trade the necessary players at the deadline. Yeah, I mean, you always got to assume something might be a smoke screen this time of year. You always got to assume something might be put out for certain reasons, whether it's by agents or front offices.
And once
again, got to take that into account.
One thing too, with all these trades, I've mentioned this before, but every single, or this will be the third trade deadline in a row, and it goes back further than that for Olshey too. They had clear directions to get guys who were potentially free agents, or you could clear money if you needed to that summer. So I would be really surprised if they keep everyone and go into the offseason as a potential tax team, because it's going to be much harder to clear that salary you might have to pay to clear it versus now where you can plan ahead. And the last two trade deadlines, that's exactly what Cronin has done, is made it so not only has he traded good players away, but he's made it so that the salary coming back is all able to be gotten out of. So it will be very curious to see, does he just trade Thibault for an expiring contract and that's all he's doing because they think they can stay out of the tax that way, or is it going to be more than that?
I think it's all but guaranteed that they trade a multi-year contract for an expiring or expirings at this deadline. I just don't know who.
Yeah.
I think there's still a really, really, really good chance they trade Thibault. I'm not buying the thing about how they like him, so they might want to keep him, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Brogdon.
We've heard it. Yeah, we're hearing today they're asking price a first-round pick. I think teams will meet that, so there's nothing to me that's been reported lately that says that Portland will keep him. Everything has been New York and Portland have had discussions or whatever. New York's interested in him, and then the latest thing about what the asking price is. So everything is geared up towards Brogdon being traded outwards. You've heard some stuff about Brogdon's handled things professionally, but little hints that maybe he'd prefer to be on a team where he could, not be threatened for minutes with three young guards and actually win some basketball games. So I truly think Brogdon is the type of guy, like, he's embracing this situation and being a professional and has the right mindset about it. But if he had his preference, it would be to play for a winner. He might not even say that, might not even admit that to himself because his mindset is so good, where he doesn't have any qualms about his situation or doesn't, he's a professional. He doesn't fuss about things like that. But truthfully, I do think that's where he belongs and where he'd probably deep down want to be. And obviously with our guard situation, like every arrow points towards Brogdon getting traded. I would be absolutely shocked if Brogdon doesn't get traded. We've been conditioned to expect the worst, Eric, at trade deadlines, so it's like we raise the possibility. We hear one thing, and it's like maybe they won't trade him, and it's a legitimate thing because they've done such weird stuff. Like, it would be a Blazers Joe Cronin thing to not trade him, but
I just want to be sitting here after February 8th just saying, like, at least they got a first for Brogdon and got expiring. Like, that's... Like, at the very minimum, like, my expectations aren't very high, but, like, I don't know. My expectations haven't been super high in the past either.
Okay, if they trade Brogdon for an expiring and, like, a basic first-round pick, I won't feel bad about the trade deadline, but I won't feel good.
Yeah.
That's the baseline for me. That's the baseline.
I got an answer back while we were talking. I asked about Thibault.
Yeah.
Basically, they're not actively shopping him, but if they got a good offer, they would be open to moving him. But they're not, like, trying to trade him. They're just,
That basically means nothing to me.
No, I know it means nothing.
I know. Here's why it means nothing is what is a good deal to them? Who knows?
Yeah, true.
Like, that's the thing is a good deal 3 second-round picks so they can get back more? Probably not. It's probably a little more than that. Is a good deal like a late first-round pick, a low-quality first-round pick? If that's the case, then I could maybe see a team being willing to give that. But a good deal might mean more than that. And if it means more than that, he ain't going anywhere. So that's a tough thing. We hear that all the time in trade deadline. Like, they're not shopping him, but they'd be willing to trade him for the right deal. And it's just like, okay, well, what does that even mean? What does that even look like? What is their expectation? The thing is with Brogdon, the reports about his asking price make sense. So we at least got some clarity in terms of, like, what the Blazers are expecting back. Just if you want to fully believe that report, which I do, because it makes sense. So,
well, as a comparison, last year, okay, so they say all these good things about Hart and how we need players like him and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so, like, we didn't want to believe this, but and we had his bird rights, so his contract wasn't a problem. So if we were truly dedicated to winning with Dame, we didn't need to get rid of him. Meanwhile, like, all season I was hearing, we're going to trade him, we have to trade him, and I was like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? But all last year I was hearing that we would be shopping Hart outside of when we got off to the hot start. Those rumors kind of died down, but then we started to struggle again. But who knows what happened if we stayed relatively good during the season. I think maybe we tried to keep him, but I definitely heard that they were going to move him because they didn't want to lose him for nothing in the offseason and weren't going to re-sign him. So that's all the players we have that are, like, tradable. Or actually most of the players on our roster, we don't have a lot of free agents outside of, like, in the bench guys. So almost our whole roster is guys who are already on contract next season. So I don't know. I'd just be surprised if they didn't try to get out of one of them.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Anyway, anything else you want to get into?
No, I just hope everyone has a good rest of your evening. Thank you for joining us today.
Yep, appreciate you. Gonna be interesting to watch these games play out. Looks like we might all take an L on this Sixers-Pacers game so far.
We're all in it together, though.
I'm gonna put Arrow in a 5-minute timeout to end the stream because I'm tired about him trolling over Nikola Topic. Well, so I wanted a topic. So we have a mod chat, and I posted the mod chat mostly for Eric, but in case any mods wanted to chime in, I was like, any topic suggestions, like for the stream, for the thumbnail, for the title, and Arrow just responds with Nikola, like, bro, and I didn't even get it at first, so I was like, what? Which one? He's like, topic, like, and then I got what he was doing. Like, okay, bro, thank you so much. That is Arrow's humor in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like, appreciate it. Didn't help me at all, man. Didn't help me at all. So yeah, I don't know. I'll like make all the graphics, and then I go to finish up the thumbnail, and I'm like, what do I even do? What do I even? Sometimes it's easy if there's like news, but today it's like, what do I base the stream off of? Mm-hmm. What do I do the thumbnail off of? What do I do the title off of? So, what can I do that's clickbaity? And today we had one. This latest Malcolm Brogdon trade idea is horrible, which is the truth, but that's a good YouTube title right there. This is the behind the scenes chat. This is the behind the scenes.
Taylor says Cronin has to draft him now for the culture.
Man,
only like 20 people will get that.
Yeah. Anyway, before we talk about drafting another guard or trading for another guard like Jaden Springer, let's just end the stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be live again tomorrow at about 9 p.m. Pacific after the Spurs take on the Blazers in San Antonio. We'll see if the Blazers can win another game. And with that being said, we're out of here. Catch you then. Until next time. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.